Branding to attract prospects. Now, as a financial advisor, you might be thinking that this has nothing to do with you, or this is so far from anything that you need. But I want to share with you, and I hope by the end of this tip, I will show you how important this is to attracting people that you want to work with and who want to work with you on social media platforms. Okay. Now, before we get started, if you can do me a favor and like and subscribe to this channel so that you are made aware of new video posts as soon as they're posted. Your first question might be, well, what is a brand? What does that mean? And my personal definition is what people say or think about you based on when they hear your name, based on what you present. Okay. So if we are kind of thinking about different brands and companies, if you were to walk into a room, the TV's on, right? And there's no sound, but you hear a truck driving through the mud, and you see them in a construction site, and there's wood being dropped into their flatbed, and you just see a rugged guy or a rugged gal, maybe a cowgirl, a cowboy, something like that, working with this truck. And all of a sudden sound comes on and you hear Built Tough. You're likely going to think of Ford. As I was describing that commercial, you probably thought of a few different companies that align with that brand. Now, did you think of Lexus? No. Did you think of Toyota? No, because those brands are not connected with mud and dirt and construction sites, right? Built Ford Tough. If you were just walking through and you heard ba-da-ba-ba-ba, you know it's McDonald's, right? If you saw the commercial without sound, but you saw kids and French fries and the arches, right? You automatically know that this is a fast food restaurant for people who love to eat meat and kids who like fries, right? That is because we are so familiar with who they are, who they serve, and what they offer. We want that for you. I want that for you. I want the brand of your business, of your company, to be so clear that people have no choice but to know exactly who you are, right? And one of my favorite quotes, and I'll talk a little bit about this in a moment, is clarity is kind. That is from Brene Brown. I absolutely love her. And I love how it aligns with branding. It totally fits. Because one of the things McDonald's is very, very clear about is they are not the company that's going to sell you chicken sandwiches. Do they have chicken? Yeah, but they are not the chicken sandwich company. That's Chick-fil-A. And Chick-fil-A is not offended if you don't want to visit their restaurant because they don't serve beef. Okay, so that will make a little bit more sense as we go through our tip, but keep that in mind. We're very, very clear. We're very black and white, and we are not offended when a potential client, right? Someone who comes across our profile doesn't quite fit with what we're looking for. All right, so clarity is key. Communicating with clarity is very, very important because the last thing we want to do is waste time. And that is one thing that happens when we are not clear about who we are, who we serve, and the solutions that we offer. Okay. So we want to make sure that we know those things first and that we're able to communicate those things to our niche market. It's really important that we know who our niche is, that it's super, super narrow, because that's going to help communicating that much easier. All right, so I'm going to point out just a few things that we want to be clear around that is really going to help attract our prospects. Our banner, our tagline, and our about section. Now, your banner is one of the first things that's going to catch your prospect's attention, and we want to make sure that it is clear, that the quote or verbiage, if there is one, is clearly communicating our mission or our vision. We want to make sure if there are any photos in our banner or any logos from any media outlets that we've worked with or that we've partnered with, that they support what we are saying, that everything aligns and makes sense. okay? Our tagline should be super, super clear. It should clearly communicate what we do and who we are. And our about section, this is my favorite space because we are able to really shine here. This is where we shine. This is not the place to play humble. This is not the place to communicate in an insecure way, in an uncertain way. We want to be very clear, very bold, very courageous, and very confident in how we are speaking, okay? It's really important here that we know our brand's personality, because that personality is going to come through in the verbiage that we use, in the language, how we say what we want to say, and the vocabulary that we use to say it, okay? Now, while we generally want to be very inclusive, this is not a space to be inclusive, right? Just like Chick-fil-A is not trying to include beef eaters, we are not going to be inclusive of everyone in our about section. Our communication, and I'm going to show you this in a few of my favorite LinkedIn profiles, I'm going to show you how very clear, divisive, and straightforward language makes it easy for anyone to read that section, look at your page, and know they're for me and I am for them. And that is what we want. Okay, so let's take a look at a few pages. Skylab architecture. This became a favorite page, although it wasn't my favorite at first because I did not understand this banner. I didn't understand it. Okay. I like their logo, so that kind of caught my attention. Skylab architecture. Once I read architecture, I kind of connected the steel beams that are here. Again, didn't really understand what they were for quite yet, but things are starting to make sense. Okay. Also, their tagline, we reveal the unseen for those willing to seek it. That really caught my attention and really began to put a few pieces of the puzzle together to make this banner make sense, because it's almost like beauty in the eye of the beholder. There's something here I want them to show me, because now I'm curious. What should I be looking for? What am I missing? I want to see what's supposedly unseen, right? Okay, I'm not going to read this about section to you, but I do want to share a bit of their language that really, really excited me about this company. I love their use of band of makers. Curious, industrious, and experimental. We're the architects, designers, creators, and entrepreneurs. Okay, we're futurists, making today what we believe will inspire and connect people tomorrow. I love that they explore, curate, and innovate, always looking ahead. We offer unique and customized services. Our greatest value is in holistic approach to problem solving. I love this. They were very, very clear about who they want to work with, their approach, right? Holistic, that is a whole sect of people, right? So that was really, really important for them to include. They said they're futurists. So if you're a traditionalist, if you kind of like things the way they are, this is not a company that's going to be for you, because they're pushing the envelope. They are looking for solutions and answers and doing new and very different things that are going to challenge the status quo. And if that makes you uncomfortable, they're totally okay with you looking for another architecture company. And that is perfectly fine, because again, we don't want to waste time and we don't want to move forward with someone who is uncertain. We want to be bold and confident, so the people who come to us are confident in that we are able to solve their problems. Okay. And I'll show you one more. This is my absolute favorite. This is my favorite. Okay. All right, so this company got my attention because of the banner. Now, again, I love words. I'm a words girl. I'm a writer. I love verbiage. So their banner, as soon as it pulls up, you'll see that there are no words, but it does connect. It does make sense once we look at the tagline and then where they're based. Do you guys see why I wanted you to see it so badly? It's beautiful. It is a beautiful picture that definitely is bold. I see bold, bright colors. I love the blur of the cars because it shows their fast pace, and of course, based in New York City, right? That matters. I love their logo, ideas worth rallying around. When we see a flag, we know that people have decided, they have made a decision, and it's like, this is what we're here for. Okay. So that makes sense. Ideas worth rallying around. They're supporting something. So Motto is a strategic brand differentiation company that works with leadership teams to create ideas worth rallying around. Their language here is really, really incredible. Launch new products and create brand innovations that shape our world. I love that. They're straight to the point, very much like a New Yorker, but they are also letting you know that they're strategic. I like that. If we are a brand, if I'm looking for a company to help me stand out, I want them to be strategic. I want them to be bold. I want them to you be creative in that I love the use of innovations and shape our world because we're here to make a difference, which makes sense with the flag as well. Okay. So I hope this made sense for you guys. I hope you're understanding how important it is to be clear in your communication. I know a lot of the times when we are wanting to put something out there, we want it to be absolutely perfect. We want it to be right. We want it to be seamless. But we know that putting something out there is better than putting nothing out there. And as long as we're really very clear in our communication, that will drive us further than anything else. Okay. Thank you guys so much. I hope you have a wonderful day. Come back and check us out.